Hi, this is Alex with Optimize Studios. Today I'm going to show you how you can prepare your song for online mixing in virtually any DAW. The first thing you're going to want to do is open up your session. In this example here I'm going to be using Logic Pro. So once your session is open, the first thing you're going to want to do is remove all your plugins. Now if there is an effect that is integral to your sound, feel free to leave that on. However, we do recommend that you send us over a clean version as well. The next thing we're going to want to do is start preparing our tracks to be bounced down. The most important thing is that all the tracks that you bounce down start at the same exact time. All DAWs are a little bit different to set up, nonetheless they're all very easy as well. Within Logic, all we need to do is go to the top here, click where my song is going to start bouncing down or recording. It's at the very beginning of the song, and I'm just going to drag it across. And this is going to allocate where my recording will stop. Where my recording will start and where it will stop. Once I've allocated the time in my DAW of where my recording and bounces will start and stop, I'm going to start soloing individual tracks to make sure I just capture those. So the first thing we have here is an acoustic guitar, and it's a stereo recording. Now for a little bit more flexibility, you can go ahead and solo both of these, solo one at a time, bounce them. Or if you have a lot of tracks, sometimes it makes more sense to make a stem and solo both of them and then bounce them. So in this case here I have a lot of tracks and I'm trying to save some time, so I'm going to solo both these recordings as a stereo file. So now that I have those soloed, I'm going to go and perform a bounce, which you can do in any DAW very easily. And I'm going to label it acoustic guitar. And there's usually a couple options that should pop up. First is the file format. Is it going to be a WAV or an AV file? Either one is acceptable for us. Make sure your resolution is at 24 or 16-bit, the one which you recorded at. And lastly, we want to make sure the sample rate is 44.1 or above. We'll go ahead and not bounce that right now since I did that previously. So then once your first track is bounced to a folder, we're going to want to go ahead and just continue that with every other track. So we'll take the solo buttons off the acoustic guitar and move down to the vocals. And then we'll do that step with the vocals, we'll do it with the chimes, and we'll also do it with any virtual instruments as well, so we can convert them to audio files. Last thing I want to mention is that you should keep an eye on your master bus. Make sure there's no clipping going on. We don't want anything to be hitting the red mark and causing any digital distortion. So now that we've gone ahead and save those, bounce those tracks, we're going to want to go ahead to our sample song here. I had those bounces and I took them and put them on the desktop. So here they all are. I'm going to click and contain all those, and then I'm going to go ahead and zip the files. If you have any questions about zipping files, we do have a little bit more information on the website. And so this is creating a zip file, archive 3. I'm going to go ahead and rename this sample song. And one thing to check as well before you send it over is make sure that the zip file isn't over 1 gigabyte. If it is over 1 gigabyte, you'll simply have to just create another zip file because our servers cannot handle more than 1 gigabyte at a time. But in this case, it's only 67 megabytes, so there's plenty of room. So I'm now at the Optimize Studios website, and I'm on the Upload Files page. The last thing I'm going to do is choose my file, sample song zip, and then press upload. and then we will be in touch with you shortly. Thanks again. This is Alex from Optimize Studios.